And we are recording.
I'm in my hotel room.
You look like 50 Shades of Grey right there.
Oh, I do?
Both literally and figuratively, because the wall over there seems to be like a shade of gray. Your curtain is another gray. Your shirt is another gray. Everything's a little bit gray. 50 Shades of Grey and 50 Shades of Gay going on. And I like it.
50 Shades of Gay.
I like it. That should have been your Instagram handle. 50 Shades
I mean,
of Gay.
I'm sure it's taken, but that is pretty awesome.
No one would ever forget that. Follow me on Instagram at 50 Shades of Gay. Wait, what?
I missed the boat.
If it's not taken, I might make it for myself.
I definitely missed the boat.
Yeah, it was definitely better. What was your other one? Chris More Poops?
Chris More Poops 2.
Chris More Poops 2, just in case you forgot, you guys. Chris More Poops 2. All right, we're going to do this in 3, 2, 1. What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge.
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like three things: food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris Simo Moore. How's it going, Mr. Moore?
What's up, man? I'm in Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, how are you?
So I'm great. Julie is trying to feed some chicken to Stella from under the table right now, which at first I thought that hand was for me, and I felt quite aroused. Then I saw I was holding chicken, and I was like, maybe it's still
Is
for
Stella
me.
the name of your butthole?
I just put it right in. Munch.
Yummy.
Even my butt's not a vegetarian. So how are the good people of Boston? Are they treating you good?
I kind of love Boston.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that the city is a lot cleaner than New York. Well, most places are, but
No, that's true.
just like the buildings are so like colonial and pretty. I haven't seen any rats running around. I feel safe.
Yeah, it's funny what the standard you get in New York City is. You're gonna see some rats. It's like New York has its charm, but you're gonna see some monsters too. Not as bad as Baltimore, I have to say. Baltimore rats are fucking like raccoon size.
Yeah.
But you don't see them as often, in my opinion. New York, they're just everywhere. Like, you're just gonna take the subway. You're gonna be in any street in New York City. You're gonna see a rat. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. So that says something. Maybe Baltimore rats have their turf, so they grow bigger. You know what I mean? You just don't go near there. They don't stab you.
And listeners, I don't have my recording equipment with me on the road, so I'm so sorry if I sound a little off today.
Oh yeah, that's why that is.
If I sound gayer than normal, it's definitely the recording.
That's why he sounds like that, you guys. It's audio.
Otherwise,
technical
I sound
difficulties.
like this.
Yes.
Hello, listeners. It's me, Chris Moore.
So
that's what he sounds like.
Okay, so question for you: is Donald Trump in jail right now?
Donald Trump is not physically in jail, but he was arraigned and charged. But it's just what he's, the stuff that he's up against is not necessarily warrant keeping him in jail while he's tried. But he could face jail time if prosecuted, if convicted. But it's not like he's a flight risk. Like, where the fuck's he gonna go? You know what I mean? Look at him. Like, if Donald Trump is walking around somewhere, you're gonna know it. It's like, okay, you can just hear me. Like, okay, I'm just the greatest president ever. Okay, it's like, Mr. President, you can't tell people that you're the greatest president ever if you're running away. Oh no, but the people have to know. Okay, then how are they gonna know I'm better than Obama? Okay, better than Clinton. Okay, how are they gonna know? So the point is, you're now a fugitive, Mr. President. You don't no, but the people must know. Okay, so I can't see that guy
I
running.
feel like if you were ever president, don't you have like Secret Service for the rest of your life?
Yes, unless you become a convicted.
Okay, so say
felon,
how are they
you
gonna
take-
protect him in jail?
Can you imagine if he got to keep it while in jail? That would be fucking badass in a way. He would be like the head of a prison.
So,
Just,
Can you imagine sharing?
I believe you're gonna give me your snacks, okay? Are you gonna eat your pudding, okay? Because my Secret Service guy over there has a gun, okay?
You know, I would love to be his roommate in jail.
Oh no, his jail roommate! I would
Oh my
hate to
gosh.
be his jail roommate. He would, he would never shut up. Like, there was no way
I would just
that
beat
that
the
man's ever
fuck
gonna
out
stop
of him.
talking.
I'd be like, hey, he'd be like, where's my mattress? You know what? I needed 2 mattresses. He's like, well, but I need a mattress. Well, what are you gonna do about it?
But where am I gonna sleep? Okay.
Can you imagine Donald Trump getting a bologna sandwich and being like, I'm sorry, what is this? It's a bologna sandwich. I've never heard of bologna in my life. What is bologna?
Okay. They don't have bologna in a Big Mac. Okay, believe me, I've eaten several of those. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think he would fare too well in jail. I don't think he would live though to get. I've said this before. I don't think he'll live to go to jail. He would just his health has to be hanging on by a thread. That man, come on, for God's sakes, he is the most unhealthy man I have ever seen. At least he plays a lot of golf. I'll give him that. But good Lord, he's taking a caddy everywhere. He's not fucking walking.
Of course, I just don't think that he's gonna end up in jail because, like, I feel if Bill Cosby is a serial rapist and he's not behind bars,
Yeah, but he got out for a technicality.
I know,
'cause the
but-
government fucked up.
but still,
But that was. But there's no, unless Donald Trump has a secret deal, and like this, the Cosby thing was so specific that the fucking person, the prosecutor, had already agreed not to prosecute him in writing, which is pretty stupid. So, I mean, New York's been trying to come at him for a while. So I don't know. I think if they do, and there's so many different charges against Trump that something will get him. I just, I could see him doing like the Martha Stewart type sentence. He's like in there for like 6 months, a year in some low level prison. But I don't know. I just don't know. It would be so weird. You know what I mean? Like when he gets out, would he be like cool prison Don with like tattoos and shit?
well, I've
He
realized
finally cuts the hair.
during this whole process, I realized that I'm the biggest hypocrite because regarding Martha Stewart, I maintained that I felt like it wasn't fair to waste taxpayer money to have her behind bars because I was like, I don't feel safer in bed at night knowing that she's behind bars. Like, what a waste. Like, she's not a threat to society. Yeah, she fucked up and like make her do community service and like charge some fines. But to be honest, I don't necessarily feel safer with Donald Trump behind bars, but I want him in jail out of principle, and that makes me a hypocrite. Totally.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a hypocrite.
That makes him a hypocrite.
Yeah. So now I think that I agree with you. If you fuck up, yeah, you got to go to jail. You got to. That's just the way it works. That's how the world
I
works.
think it's just that the crime, the time has to be something that goes with the crime. Like, it's not like these fucking psychopaths. It's like, oh, he smoked a joint in an illegal state, throw him in jail for 30 years. Like, no, like whatever you do, if you fuck up, you fuck up. If you fuck up enough, you should go to jail. He's fucked up enough, in my opinion, where he's should go to jail. But that's just me. I'm not a hypocrite.
I might be one. I might be one.
At least you admit it. That's pretty. That's called growth, ladies and gentlemen. We just saw that here at the Frat Chat podcast live. Well, live for me, not for you guys, but almost live for you guys. Very close. Very
Are
close.
we in the same time zone? Right? Yeah, right?
Yes, we're in the fucking same time. We're about to. You're like 3 hours away from me. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
How far do you think Boston is?
I'll take a plane here.
Well, yeah, but let's see. Drive from Hoboken to Boston. Yeah, 3 hours and 44 minutes.
Well, I only asked because Toronto was a very short plane ride, and that was an hour difference. Time zone.
Okay, I'll give you that. Buffalo is like out yonder. Buffalo's much further out. But if you kept going up, you would, you could. You get to Canada. I'm looking at a map right now. You're closer to Nantucket, though. So you could say you once met a man from Nantucket. You got on his knees and you told him to suck it. Hey!
Oh my gosh, I haven't met him yet. But
that's how they got George Michael, though. So be careful.
Well, I'm at the Westin Suite 2216.
You hear that, cops? Got him.
I'm ready.
You can set up your sting now.
I've been stretching. So you have an article.
I do. And I want you to tell me, actually, whose side you're on here. Because at first, when I was reading this, I thought this was just the classic case of a male Karen. But I don't know. As I read through it, there's more to it.
Well, does he have a
shout
Karen
out
haircut?
No, go on. No, I actually don't have a picture of the guy. But he is British, so I don't know if I guess British people would have Karens too. I don't know what they call them. I feel like they'll be called like Reginalds.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're Karens over there, but we'll see. Shout out to ndtv.com and the metro.co.uk. These stories, and according to both of these places, David Shepherd, a father of 4 kids, staged a sit-in protest at a McDonald's in England when he took up his position on the counter of the Chesterfield drive-through near Whitstable, Kent, which I guess is in England. I don't know my geography over there, and claimed he would not move until he got his full order. And he did this after the Uber Eats driver that delivered the order to his drink turned up without any fries or drinks, which is, they pay the guy £80. It's a good amount of money, to be fair. Now, before being moved by police officers, the guy continued his demonstrations for over 2 hours and blocked the McDonald's drive-through delivery point for an additional hour. Now, McDonald's says that the policy is that you need to get in touch with Uber. Uber refund you the missing items. But the thing is, the guy says it's not Uber that packed the bags. It was McDonald's. They called Uber, but apparently Uber only offered to refund some of the missing items up to £21. But that says that does you no good when you're trying to treat your kids to a meal. In the meantime, he just decided to drive to McDonald's to ask them to replace the missing items. But he was told that it was against company policy to do so. At that point, the food's already cold, so you have £80 worth of food that you're not getting. He said, all this would have been avoided if they just gave you the dinner we paid for. And no criminal charges were reported, though both parties were prepared to resolve the dispute, figure out. So,
yes.
He's a Karen?
Absolutely.
Think he's a Karen?
Absolutely.
Now, if I'm the McDonald's employee, I just give him his fries and drink. I don't give
correct.
a shit.
But I feel like what Karens tend to do is Karens tend to prioritize their issues over everyone else's. And so when you are making it impossible for other patrons to get service, that's a Karen move.
Okay. You know what? That is very sound reasoning there by the Frat Chat podcast. I'm impressed. I
It's
like
like,
it. I like
I
it.
didn't get my way, so no one's gonna get no one gets fries today. Like that's kind of like I don't know. I think about that, but also to me, it's like okay, McDonald's. You're like a multi-gazillion-dollar company. Like, just give him some
Yeah,
fries.
just give the fucking guy his fries and his drinks, and then he would have been on his way. And the Uber also, of course, you selfish fucks, just refund the guy his fucking order. I feel like everybody here was acting like a big Karen circle jerk, to be honest. And like sometimes the McDonald's, I have to say, the one in Hoboken, excellent people, and they're charge you for the sauces and shit. But there was a time where we go to McDonald's and you're asking, hey, can I get a sweet and sour? Like, that'd be 11 cents. It's like, dude, bro, really? Do you fucking
I
work
hate that
like
shit.
that hard? Do you get charged for the fucking sauce? You got to charge me, and then you got to stand in line. Like, there's people at the goddamn like, really? It's like, come on, it's irritating. You're the sauce guard here at McDonald's. That's your job.
You know what?
Make sure you get 11 cents from me, you piece of shit.
I forget what it was called, but in Forest Hills, Queens, there was a Chinese food place that would charge for duck sauce packets. And I was like, never again will I ever give them my money. It's like, how do you charge me for duck sauce? What? Do you know what I'm talking about? Those little packets?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No way.
That's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Like, that's absurd.
And so I pulled up my car in their drive-thru for 2 hours until I got my shit.
Yeah.
I blocked everyone else. I said, no one gets their Chinese food and I don't get my duck sauce for free.
Fuck them. Fuck those people.
Son of a
But that
bitch.
guy's a Karen.
But yes, that's Karen. That's
that
Karen
was
activity. You know. Sorry, dude.
Because just a hypocrite.
Yeah. Okay, so what's on the agenda today?
Oh, on the agenda, very, very fancy, Mr. Seymour. Well, as you can see, we at the Frat Chat podcast get along quite well. But however, in the world of Hollywood, there are celebs that don't get along so well. Celebs that have beefed over the years. Celebs that might have even come to some fisticuffs, if you will. So this week, here at the Frat Chat Podcast, we're here to talk about those celebs. When we talk about celebrity feuds. Oh, God, that word got me. Feuds. There we go. Much better. So, yeah, we got quite a lot of good ones for you guys. A lot of cool ones have happened over the years. And some of these celebs, some are more ridiculous than others, I will say. But yeah, some of these celebs fight dirty, and some of these celebs you'll find apparently don't know how to fight. But we'll get to it here at the Frat Chat Podcast. Let me take a sip of my cherry Coke. Mr. Seymour, why don't you start us off with one?
Okay, so this, I don't think most people know about this, but for a long time, Christina Aguilera, who is a huge celebrity, did not get along with Kelly Osbourne, who is like a nobody.
Yeah, I remember
and I was
that.
like, why is this relevant? Like you know,
one.
I used to think to myself, Kelly, you should be so lucky that your name is even coming out of Christina Aguilera's mouth. But you know, Christina Aguilera had some babies. She put on a little bit of weight. She wasn't like a little stick anymore because she was really tiny. And Kelly Osbourne was on the Fashion Police. I don't know why she was, but for some reason she was on that show as like a resource. So anyway, Kelly Osbourne saw
a resource.
Well, I think that Christina Aguilera, according to Kelly Osbourne, used to make fun of her for being fat, and then there a picture surfaced of Christina Aguilera having put on some weight, and on the show on the air, Kelly said, like, look, now you're fat. Look at you. And I think her point was like, okay, how do you feel? But it was just really fucked up.
I mean,
now you're fat, stupid how. But yeah, it was just a really petty feud between the two of them, and I lived for it.
Now, as a former fat kid who enjoyed seeing the people that ridiculed me for being fat get fat, yeah, there's ways to handle it, you know. And I don't know. I feel like Kelly while she did lose a bunch of weight, she looks great. She's also like not a 10. And unless you're a perfect 10, you should probably watch what you say about other people because someone's going to get you.
I will
Now,
never.
of course, we're talking on some. We rip on people like Trump's physiques and stuff, but that's because his physique is so goddamn bad. And by comparison, we look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
But
I've been confused
Kelly, even
for Brad Pitt many a times in my life.
many times, people are like, "Wow, like I didn't know Brad was Latino." I'm like, no, guys, it's just me. It's just me. Don't worry.
Okay, so Kelly Clarkson. I'm sorry, Kelly Osbourne. She was on The View, and she made a really awful comment. And I think Rosie Perez called her out and was like, "You can't say that." But Kelly Osbourne, I think in her mind was trying to defend the Latin community, and she said, like, "What do you mean they're taking all our jobs? What if they weren't allowed to have jobs, then who's gonna be scrubbing your toilets?" Is what she said. And then Rosie Perez was like, "No, that's not nice. You can't. Are you kidding me?" And they had to explain to Kelly Osbourne why that was inappropriate. And like, Kelly, you have rich parents.
You could have reached a little higher on the goddamn jobs, Kelly. Like, good Lord.
And to be honest, we all know that Polish people are the best cleaners. Hello.
Now, I will say, if the service industry as a whole, Spanish people decide to do a sit-in, they definitely could get some results. We're fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
You go to any cuisine, anywhere in the U.S. that you like, Italian, Chinese, Japanese, whatever the fuck you want. You go to that kitchen, it's probably a Latino making your meal.
Yeah. Tell them the David Shepard at McDonald's.
Yeah, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're kind of everywhere, but I get the sentiment. But goddamn it, Kelly, you really have to go with the toilet fucking scrubber. Like, really? Like, that's what you have
I'm
to go?
Team Christina all day, every day.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that with that point, maybe sort of try to like Kelly more because at least she tried. Yeah, no, I really think it's just the case of, jealousy and on Kelly's part. Christina was everything that Kelly wanted to be. And, maybe Christina was a bit of a mean girl.
Well,
in her diva years.
Kelly will always be the bratty, spoiled child of the Osbourne couple.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it looks like. Envy and stuff like that it's just not a good look on people. So that's all I'll say about it.
No, what else isn't a good look? The purple hair that she had, because it's like the only thing that we would associate with her is just like purple hair. Like that's all I got. Sorry, Kelly, you're not relevant. Next.
Aww.
Who's your first one?
Well, my first was this girl in the back of my van. Oh no, you're talking about the list. Okay, not Father Thomas in a wig. Got it. So my first one, I'm gonna start with a recent one, is one that I think we've all seen unravel right in front of our eyes, and I'm talking about Kanye West
and the world
and Pete Davidson. Yeah, and the world. Now, shout out to BuzzFeed for this info. We all know why, of course, because Kimmy Kardashian started dating Pete Davidson in October 2021. After Kanye had apparently made it clear that he still hoped to rekindle things with his
he did
ex-wife.
say that?
Yeah, he was honestly, though, he was going too far about it. Like he was telling anybody that would listen, like that he's going to get his wife back and he wants his family back. And he was like tweeting about it. He was in articles about it. He would go on the radio and shit and be like, I just want her back, whatever, which is too much. I've learned this in college, man. You gotta let it breathe. You gotta let things settle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't just be too pushy. So that probably didn't help Kanye's case. But apparently later that year, Ye acknowledged Pete's romance with Kim during an interview, claiming he was denied entry into Kim's house because Pete was there. So he was like, what the fuck? And then he started threatening to beat Pete Davidson's ass in his song Easy, which, definitely, I guess is the rapper move. I mean, it's not shocking that he would say something like that in a song. But definitely is not going to help cool down things if you're trying to get your ex-wife. just saying. Then he started sharing fan-made memes, making fun of Pete Davidson on Instagram, all kinds of things. But Pete didn't really say anything until it kind of got into it via text, and I did see that Pete said something to him like, well, I'm in bed with your wife or something, and sent a
He
picture of
did?
him in bed, which is but to be fair, Kanye has been harassing him all this time and threatening to kick his ass and tweeting against him, all this shit. So eventually, Pete Davidson kind of had to put him on his place. So he basically told him, grow the fuck up, be a better father, stop being crazy. And then I said, in the meantime, I'm in bed with your wife type thing. So I think in this case, regardless of what Kanye would say, I think Pete's winning just because at the end of the day, he was banging his wife. You know what I mean? Like, what can you say when you get a picture like that? Like, what can you possibly say or do? You lost. That's it. Game over.
Oh my God. What is it about Pete Davidson? Does his dick taste like Reese's Pieces? Like, what? I don't understand. Like, he's such a goofy looking guy to me. Like, I mean, obviously he probably has a big dick because he's tall, but like, I mean, big dicks are like a dime a dozen. Like, you go.
I hear he has a marvelous penis. Like, for example, there was a fire not that long ago, and his penis actually went in and saved 6 people from a burning fire.
I heard about that.
He just and it wasn't even Pete. It was like his penis just went in, dragging him like, ah!
But you know what?
He didn't even want to go
To
in.
be fair, you can go to most corner stores and buy your own penis.
That
true. Is battery operated and not connected to not attached to a douche.
But I don't know that they can do this. His penis apparently also in his spare time likes to teach sick children to read in the local orphanage, which is pretty fantastic that a penis can read and teach children to read.
I'm sorry that I said something negative about him because I didn't know that. I take it back.
It's pretty marvelous penis. You know what I mean? Like,
Pete, you are a model citizen. And I'm sorry that I called you a goofy.
I mean, really not him, it's his penis. Pete kind of sucks. Pete's asleep while the penis is teaching the children. This is much too early for Pete. The penis drives the car and everything. Pete's just sleeping.
But
it's a marvelous penis. He'll definitely get into heaven thanks to the penis, because God's not going to be like, only the penis can come in. That'd be weird. Just a dick in heaven.
Part of you wondered, like, didn't Kim's sister Courtney, isn't she married now to that drummer from
Travis
Barker?
Fuck, what am
Travis
I forgetting?
Barker?
Yes, Travis Barker. From
Blink 182.
From Blink 182.
So do you think that Kim was like, you know what, Courtney, I can get my own tattooed guy and he'll have a bigger dick.
I guarantee it.
So now.
Yeah. I guarantee in some way they definitely, like, the taste rubbed off from seeing one of them get it tattooed, because I don't know, there's been a lot of consistencies with some of their exes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Black basketball player. Now we got a white tatted drummer, white tatted comedian. Not that different. Yeah. Honestly, our realms are not that different. So, there's definitely. I think there's definitely something in the water of the Kardashian ranch, or maybe what's the momager's name? The Kim's mom. What the fuck is her name? What can't I remember her name?
Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner. Yeah, she was probably like, guys, we've hit like 30 seasons of the Kardashians in the one network. Now we're here in Hulu. We gotta switch things up here a bit. How about you start dating some white boys with tattoos, for seasons 1 and 2 of this show?
Dude.
And then maybe do some Hispanics, seasons 3 or 4, maybe an Asian guy, season 5. We got to go through all the cycle. So that means there's hopes for all the other races, guys. There's plenty more seasons of that show coming out.
I think that I never really know if their relationships are for the camera or for like real life, because their whole career is based off of reality TV, and you and I both know firsthand that reality TV is not reality. And so sometimes I wonder like what is real and what isn't, because Kim had that marriage for that one basketball player, right, for like 10 minutes.
Chris Humphries.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I'm not gonna. I made for some funny content on the show. That's one of the few episodes I remember. Is she had some ring or something that she went swimming in, and then she like dropped it, and then it's like, Chris. She's like, Chris, get me my ring. And then he just was like, I want to kill myself, but he do it and found the ring, I guess. And it was like 18 minutes of my life wasted on this goddamn ring, but it was oddly very entertaining, which I will give them credit. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I so enthralled about them finding this goddamn ring? And then once they found the ring, I changed the channel. I was like, I can't. That's how they get me. Next thing I know, I'm Googling Ray J. I'm like, no. Not again, Carlos.
Do you think Ray J and Kim will ever get back together?
No way. Unless it's when they're like real old, like 85 to 90 years old. Kim's ass is gonna be like 3 people's asses worth, and Ray J's gonna just be like this little hunched over little black man, just a little teeny tiny, and they're just gonna look at each other and say, damn it, I missed you. And that's Kim talking right there, because she'll be so old. She'll
I want a sequel to their first movie.
Yeah, everyone knows sequels always do better in the box office. So I'm surprised that she never made another one. She definitely dated enough celebs where, one should have been made. But I guess she's already filthy.
I bet
rich.
she does have.
Money,
I mean, she's not the type to learn from her mistakes. I'm sure she has more.
Yeah, there's definitely one with Pete Davidson.
Gotta be.
That's just me. Don't sue me, Kim. But I just feel like where there's smoke, there's usually a video camera and some lube.
Like she's like a mother superior nun, and he's like a Catholic student. It's got to be some like weird ass shit, right?
That's why they met in SNL doing the Aladdin sketch, and then they kissed, and that's where she fell. She said she fell in love with the guy. It's like, you're into some costume shit. True? You know that you raid the SNL wardrobe. That's what she says.
Oh,
and it's sad that I know that.
My company, we do glasses for SNL every week.
Oh yeah,
and they come.
Damn,
the props managers will come in on like a Saturday and like, we need this tonight. I'm like, I realize it's tonight because it's Saturday, but didn't you know about this all week? Like, why do you wait till the very last minute? Like,
yeah, but sometimes new sketch comes in. You should put a little USB with our tape in there.
I should.
A little glass case to open. Oh, what's this? Put it on the computer. It's just our highlight reel.
It's like, hey, to go along with this shirt, if you want to wear this Frat Chat T-shirt on the air, go for it. I won't mind. It's a free gift to you. All right, so
and we both have done sketch comedy before. So
yeah,
Lauren, if you're listening, Call Me. I'm putting that into the universe. So what you got next?
Well, only the biggest rivalry in music history ever, and that is, remember, Biggie and Tupac,
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good
which I
one.
never really understood because
Good.
let's be honest, Tupac is from the East Coast. I think he was born in Harlem. He spent some time in Baltimore. He became really good friends with Jada Pinkett. And then he moved to the West Coast, right? But
Yeah.
Biggie is from the East Coast. So because I think Biggie was from Brooklyn, maybe I forget. But I just know
Yep.
that
Yep.
they
You're right.
they both have roots from the East Coast, but there was this like East Coast West Coast rivalry, and doesn't make sense to me because both artists were like committed to exposing like the hardships of living like on the streets, you know, or living in not necessarily on the streets, but living in really scary crime stricken areas. So I feel like they would have been on the same team. Do you know what I mean?
No, I feel that, and I do think that in some degree that the East Coast West Coast thing, when it started out, it was done to sell some records, but I think this is a pro wrestling term where they say you work yourself into a shoot being a real fight. I think then things got real. But with Tupac, where it came to the point of no return for him was Tupac got shot, not the time that he was murdered, but he got shot at a recording studio. And apparently that same night, Biggie and Puffy were at the same recording studio in a different studio, you know, because it's like acting studios. There's a bunch of different rooms and shit. You can rent your space, blah blah. While Tupac's coming in, he gets shot up and almost killed. Biggie and Tupac are in the same, or Biggie and Puffy are in the same studio. So Tupac starts getting paranoid that they had something to do with it, and that's where he left, you know, the point of no return. And after that, there was also that song that Biggie came out with called Who Shot Ya, which came out around the time that Tupac was shot. Didn't help the relationship. And it was a coincidence, you know, but, you know, Biggie definitely used it in the beef. And then Tupac started making songs about banging Biggie's wife. And
Faith
stuff,
Evans.
which... Yes, he made that song. Cause I fucked your wife, you fat bitch, or something like get money, yeah, get money, which is a pretty goddamn good song. Don't get me wrong.
I always thought Tupac was a better actor.
I fuck your bitch in the clicky click. It's like damn, Pac.
You know,
Tupac was a great actor.
Yeah, he was such a talent. You know, it's sad because they both died like before I think that their
so young
careers even hit their peak. But neither
Tupac
murder
was like 25.
Neither
dude.
murder was solved. They're both unsolved murders, 6 months apart.
Yeah. Tupac was 25 when he died. Let me see. Biggie, I think, was just a little bit older. Biggie was 24, dude. They were so young. They were
He
kids.
just looks older because he was fat. He was just a big
huge.
guy.
And he definitely, when he breathed, it definitely sounded like he had emphysema.
Mhm.
He was a big boy. I don't know that he would have made it much older unless he would have pulled like what's his dude, the meteorologist. I lost a bunch of Al Roker.
Oh yeah,
and lost a bunch of weight, you know, and then maybe he wouldn't have been as good of a rapper. Like Fat Joe was Fat Joe, and then he lost a bunch of weight, and then he just Joe.
oh no,
Not as cool as Fat Joe. Fat Joe sounds better, damn it. But it's better for his health, so I support Fat Joe on just becoming Joe. But damn it, I kind of miss the fat, brother. If it's just being real, I miss the fat. Sometimes you can't cut out the fat. Just say. Damn it, Joe. Damn it, I went on my Fat Joe. Right? I haven't talked about this in years.
When will I be sexy Chris? One day?
Sexy quiz?
Please?
One day. One
my
day.
God.
There is enough Botox in the world, Simone. You just gotta believe.
I believe, but I kind of think weren't Biggie and Tupac like friends at first?
Yeah, they were friends at first
Ah, so
until
sad.
the shooting thing happened. Yeah, they were like, especially Tupac was one that showed Biggie the ropes a lot at the beginning, and kind of showed him how to be a street artist in many ways. So they were pals, but I will say it does. I can see, even though it's paranoia and people being in your ear, I can see where Tupac's coming from. Imagine like fucking I get shot and you're in the same place. It's like, that is very suspicious. It's like, how did you know that I was gonna be there? Type thing. Because I can see it. I can see it. But they were both so young. It pisses me off. Damn it. 25 and 24. Fuck that.
Well,
Anywho,
what young fuck is on your list next?
well, rest in peace to both Biggie and Tupac. We love you guys.
Birthdays were the
These
worst
two-
days, and now we sip champagne when we're thirsty.
So this one, I'm gonna go ahead and take you back to a little bit of a throwback,
Mhm.
and this is when Vanilla Ice got in a feud with Queen and David Bowie, because you have David Bowie and Freddie Mercury, who, of course, had made that little song called "Under Pressure," but then Vanilla Ice made a little song called "Ice Ice Baby," and "Under Pressure" was dun 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 ding ding, and "Ice Ice Baby" was dun 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 with that little ding ding, same thing, goddamn song, and Vanilla Ice apparently did not credit them for using the song or for sampling the beat, and then later said that it was just a joke. So I guess you couldn't sue him or whatever for it, which is pretty stupid. So then eventually David Bowie and Queen sued his ass, and then he confessed to sample the work, and then they settled it privately, with Vanilla Ice compensating them with a very large sum of money. But
That's all the money he had left.
know,
Now, doesn't he work at like Costco?
I have
Just
to
kidding, I don't
say,
know, really.
he actually he did hit a rough patch for a few years, but he's pretty well off these days. He had a little resurgence in the early 2000s. Then he made some money touring, but he also does stuff in real estate, I believe.
I think he was in Madonna's sex
He's
book.
doing pretty well. He's got a couple of million in the bank, so he's doing pretty well.
Was he in Madonna's sex book?
I think so. Actually, probably that makes
I'm
makes
Googling
sense,
it.
especially around that time frame.
Vanilla Ice and Madonna. Let's see. You know, I'm
And he was in the Ninja Turtles movie. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go Ninja, go Ninja, go. That shit was hot. That shit was hot. If you're a 90s kid, you know that song. If you don't, you go back and you watch Ninja Turtles movie.
I remember that. Actually, I
Fucking
had
losers.
a record with that song on it that I got from Pizza Hut.
Oh, nice. Damn. See, that's when Pizza Hut was great, when they did things like that. Fuck does Pizza Hut do now?
So I thought that they were in like that sex book together. I don't know. But I remember vividly crying at a family dinner because I was screaming at my parents and grandparents that Vanilla Ice was going to be more popular than Beatles. You'll see one day. And I was wrong.
Yeah, you were very wrong.
Whoops.
You're definitely
Sorry.
very wrong. I will say though, everybody in the world probably knows Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah.
If you play that song, people have probably heard it. So that one song has definitely traveled as far, but obviously.
Wasn't he on like Surreal Life, and didn't he like break a bunch of instruments and things? He like flipped
Yeah,
out.
he was crazy. He came back because you imagine Vanilla Ice as like his 90s pop rap version. And then he showed up all tattooed and shit. He was like at this point doing like a heavy metal spin off of his music, which I'm not gonna lie, is pretty damn good. And yeah, he was a psychopath. He was badass. And I think also at the time he was trying to, compensate for being the, I guess, corny Vanilla Ice that everybody expected by being more badass. And this is reality TV, so everything, you know, you get turned up to an 11 a little bit. But now he's like a cool guy. Honestly, you see Vanilla Ice hanging out, like he's like a cool dude. I would hang out with Vanilla Ice any day of the week. He's like a cool
He's like
guy.
a rocker now, or is he still a rapper?
He does like a little both, like a little hybrid. But yeah, he's like a tatted up guy. He like doesn't perform that much anymore, I'm sure.
I always just thought that Vanilla Ice looked really scrawny to me. He's tall, but just like scrawny. And I thought to myself, like, how can you be such a badass with like no muscles? You know what I mean?
He had that lean dance muscle though back in the day, because he had to do those, like, you know, those high knees dance moves from the 90s. Everything was like
the Running Man and yeah,
high knee. you couldn't be a big guy and get away with those dance moves. He's like, whoa.
All right, well,
you have to be crazy.
So for my next one, speaking of Madonna, because you know, Vanilla Ice used to fuck Madonna, or maybe she fucked him. Who knows?
Yes, we got that.
So Madonna has a huge feud with Elton John. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Why?
You know, I think it all started because Elton John went on record saying that "Die Another Day" was the worst Bond tune of all time.
Oh shit! I do remember that. I do remember him saying that.
And then,
which is kind of not. I like "Die Another Day." It was a good.
And then I think that in like 2000, like I don't know, like 12 or whatever, she got a Golden Globe for Evita. But I think she and Elton John were up against each other for the award. And Elton John had said publicly that she wasn't going to get it. And I think he just assumed he had it in the bag. And she did get it. And he was pissed. And she even said, like, listen, I respect his work. He's very talented. He will get more awards. Like, he'll be fine. But, yeah, they don't get along too well.
Now, to be fair, if I'm Madonna and Elton John says, oh, your song is the worst Bond song ever, I would have been like, okay, well, what's your Bond song?
Fair.
And they'd be like, oh, mic drop. Like, she could have, you know.
You know, I think he also accused her of lip singing a lot of performances. And, you know, it's easy for him to say because he's not dancing while singing. He's sitting at the piano.
Yeah, he's sitting on a piano.
You know?
But back in the day, he was pretty active on that piano. I have to say, not so much now because he's gotten older. But back in the day, he was pretty crazy.
But I think of him as an artist, and I think of Madonna as a performer. I think there's a difference. I think that she gives a really good show, and she incorporates a lot of choreography, and I think that's great. And that's just not his vibe.
I see him as both his artists.
That's not his vibe, but
yeah,
they're both very talented.
Her stuff is physical. And obviously she's not lip syncing the whole thing, but if you're doing like 19 moves, you probably needed to catch your breath.
Yeah.
You know what? Catch that donkey breath being caught in the fucking microphone. So you let the fuel in and then you pick it back up. So I don't know. And that's also, I feel like that's also how they keep their tempo. They sing over their shit so they know what the fuck the notes are. But that's just me, you know. Imagine if we could lip sync comedy. Just have a tape of our set and you're just talking over it. Hello, everybody. I don't know. That would be weird. Lip sync comedy. It's like, wait a minute, that's Dave Chappelle talking. Oh Lord. Anywho, this next one. Actually, these next two for me will be fun because they deal with exes. But
let me guess. Is it Paris Hilton and Nikki? What was her name? No. Who was Nicole Richie? Is that next?
Nicole Richie? No. No, this one is Justin Bieber, the Biebs, versus Orlando Bloom.
What?
Which, yeah, they had a feud that actually culminated in fisticuffs. And
they fought?
Orlando Bloom apparently, Orlando Bloom took a swing at Justin Bieber. And however, it was dubbed history's most pathetic celebrity scuffle by The Guardian.
Wasn't Bieber like a child? Bloom.
This
Stop
was
hitting kids.
he was 20. He was like 20 at the time. But I will say this is another case, and we'll see whose side you take. But apparently, Bloom felt he was defending the honor against Bieber because he was trying to get with Orlando Bloom's then wife Miranda Kerr at Victoria's Secret fashion show in 2012, and apparently she shut it down, but he kept trying, and then Orlando Bloom divorced with her, but later on they like run into each other at some party in Ibiza. It's like a celebrity party with like Paris Hilton and like P. Diddy and all these people there. And Justin Bieber apparently started like shouting shit at Orlando Bloom, being like, "What's up, bitch?" at him across the restaurant. You know, these "What's up, bitch?"
Oh my God.
So then apparently an angry Orlando Bloom threw a sofa aside to get to Justin Bieber, who was already like backing down before he threw a punch at him. And then security came and separated everyone. But this is like the celebrities account here from the people there. Apparently, this model, Anastasia Skolkova, said that, you know, once things quieted down, they tried to fight each other again, but it got separated. She's saying that it was the Biebs provoking the whole time, and that security should have been ready for him because apparently they knew that he was going to show up. But Bieber tried to show it all up in social media. He got ripped on. But I will say that apparently after Orlando Bloom punched Justin Bieber, everybody started clapping, according to this model, including a table which contained Leonardo DiCaprio and his entourage. So, I mean, when even Leo's clapping for you getting an ass whooping, you know, I guess, I don't know. Biebs was going through his little asshole period, though. So, I don't know.
You know what? Orlando Bloom, we discovered a couple weeks ago that Orlando is not circumcised. He should have taken his foreskin and put it over Bieber's head and suffocated him. Because you can do that, you know. That'll show him.
Or he could have
now?
actually just put it on his brain and absorbed him, and then he would have been
Then I would
a symbiotic.
I would say, who's the bitch
part
now?
of him.
How's that smegma taste, you little bitch?
I can't breathe.
Yeah.
He would control him with the smegma. Orlando Bloom rules everybody.
I know that Bieber is much older now, but I will always remember him as like a little kid. And I also just assume that for him to be so I don't know, just so annoying, like he has to be overcompensating. Like he has to have a little dick or like one nut. He just got one nut or something's wrong with his penis. It's gotta be. I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna ask him to whip it out.
He was so insecure too. But also, when you're 20, you're just a little asshole. You don't know any better. And he was like filthy rich, hanging out with celebs all day. You know, had just broken up with Selena Gomez, who is just.
I think she's really cute. Angel. I like her a lot.
I love her. I love Selena Gomez. Selena, if you're listening to this, call me.
She's another one who I think she's a great singer, but I think she's an even better actress. I really do enjoy watching her.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's really good. Only Murders in the Building is so goddamn good that if you don't call me for, you know, falling in love together and creating a future, maybe call me to be on the show, because that would be a great kick for my career. I'll be the murderer. I'll do it. I swear. But yeah, her ex got beat up by Legolas.
I want to get beat up by Legolas.
Yeah, he was wearing the wig.
Yeah.
Take this, Frodo.
All right, so the next one I have, I actually don't know what the whole beef is. I think that a lot of it was probably like fueled by the fans and the industry, but then it culminated into like a fight. And this was between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Remember they got in a fight?
Oh yeah, they literally got in a fist fight. That fight was intense though. Like
Yeah.
those chicks fucking know how to fight, man. Like, and I mean that as respectfully as possible because I saw the fucking hooks that they were throwing. I do not want any piece of that. Like some hair was pulled out. It was, woo.
It was like it was at Fashion Week. It was like a Harper's Bazaar like event.
Yeah, one of them left without a shoe afterwards. I think it was.
I think that Cardi B
was-
got in an altercation
wow.
with a close friend of Nicki Minaj.
Mm.
Yeah, that was back in 2017. But yeah, they're not friends. Are they okay now? Let's see.
Yeah, no.
Online, let's see. This is L.com. This says Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are not friends. This became widely known fact as the two got into very public scuffle at Harper Bazaar's Icons party at the Plaza Hotel during the New York Fashion Week last September. This is from a few years ago. In the video that made the Fashion Week rounds, Cardi B threw a shoe at Nicki Minaj and her team. Yeah, Cardi. You know what? I like Cardi B more as a person, but I prefer Nicki Minaj's music.
Yeah. And Cardi B's, I don't know. I feel like the whole persona stuff. You know, Nicki's the OG in this case, even though Lil Kim is the OG of the whole badass rap girl with the booty and the boobies out. But you know, just be cool, y'all. There's room for both of y'all to eat. So chill. Don't need to fight.
Who do you think is the queen of rap?
Oh God!
I wish it was like
queen of rap. I would have to say Missy Elliott.
I love
Jinx.
I love her. I also like. I used to really like. Oh, what was her name? Who was in the Moulin Rouge song? It was
that was Lil Kim.
Lil Kim. Yeah, I used to like Lil Kim.
Yeah.
And I thought Foxy Brown was really cool. You know, Nicki Minaj, I think, is considered the queen of rap because she has like probably the most Instagram followers, and she has been on the scene the most, and she's also richer than Cardi B. And Cardi B is fairly new to the industry comparatively, but she's got so popular so fast.
Missy is definitely the queen. Missy's definitely the best female rapper though. Like she's because a lot of Nicki Minaj is kind of her sound. And I mean this is a compliment because that's definitely where she got it from. It's very similar to Lil Wayne, who was the guy that brought her in and showed her the ways. But Missy Elliott is so fucking unique, and to this day, can fucking rock it. And that lady can dance too. Talk about dance performing. I don't know how the fuck she raps like that while doing those moves. And her videos at the time were so unique. A lot of the stuff that you see Nicki pull with the trippy effects and stuff, Missy Ben done did that, as we say when you get tongue tied. You know, so I don't know. I definitely think Missy Elliott, and I'm not an authority on rap by any means, so feel free to shit on Seymour at Seymour Comedy on all the social channels because my ego can't take it if you don't agree with us. But I think we're right. I don't know. I think Missy is the best.
Did Missy ever come out as a lesbian?
No, she's just, just likes that haircut.
I think she's a lesbian. I always wanted her and Debrat to get together.
I thought she was married. Let me see. I
don't think she's married.
Is Missy Elliott married? Oh no! Actually, yeah. She is out. She's gay.
She is?
Yeah, you're right. Here I am.
She looks like a lesbian.
That's what I know the hair back in the day.
Lesbianas.
Yeah, she.
I look like a lesbian. Hey.
you, you look like Liz Glazier right now. Yeah, wow. So you were right. I'm a jackass. Here's about to woke school the gay. That's what's wrong with America today. I guess you can judge some books by their cover or haircuts in this case.
Well, next on your list, we already kind of discussed. So
Yes.
you always had a little bit of a preface.
So we're gonna. Yes, we talked a lot about the babes, and we talked about Selena Gomez, who I loved, and we all know that they were once an it couple that came to a break, and now the Biebs is married to Haley Bieber, formerly known as Haley Baldwin of the Baldwin family, and this whole thing.
Daughter,
This is a new
daughter of
beef,
a
I'll just
murderer.
say.
Go ahead.
Yes, but this is a whole new beef that's been going on. Apparently, it might have just come to an end. So I don't know all the layers to it. I have to confess that I had someone explain it to me, and I felt a little worse about myself for being intrigued about what the fuck was going on. But apparently, there was like either like a birthday party or something for Justin Bieber or something like that. But Haley got him this bracelet or something that said something along the lines of like, the life now is so much better than who you were with before. Something like that. Like a dig at the quote was definitely like a dig at, your ex type thing. Like your ex is your life with me is better than with her type thing. And so of course that they posted in a public setting and it gets out. And so it all gets back to Selena, who stayed quiet about it. I have to say, she was taking the high road. Though her fans are pretty vicious and like to dig things up, and they start shitting on her. And so there's that. But apparently, meanwhile, during this whole time that Haley Bieber's been throwing shade, she likes to copy like Selena Gomez's style, apparently, which then creates some other conflicts and shit. And so apparently there's just a bunch of jealousy and anger there and stuff. But Selena Gomez recently did post on Instagram her story asking her followers to like take it easy on Haley Bieber, because apparently they've been coming at her hard. She says she doesn't want to feud or anything anymore, and she loves them, blah blah blah, be cool. But yeah, it all started with some shade thrown at the hands of Haley and the Biebs.
Wasn't Kylie Jenner involved in this too?
Yes. Apparently what is that they both did?
You want to talk about like eyebrows or eyelashes or something, or makeup?
Yeah, something like that. They like made fun of her.
Oh, I found it. It says, basically 3 hours after Selena posted TikTok saying she's accidentally over laminated her eyebrows, Jenner posted a photo of her own face with text reading, "This was an accident." She then posted a FaceTime screenshot with Bieber that focused on their eyebrows. The TikTok user claimed in her video that this was casting shade at Gomez. If this sounds stupid to you, trust that it felt just as cringe to type out. Yeah.
It's pretty stupid. but I'm not going to lie.
The number one followed person on Instagram because of it.
Yeah, exactly. And it got headlines. Like I said, I'm a 35-year-old male, and it even got me in the demographic. I'm like, oh, God. Haley Bieber and Selena Gomez are fighting. What is it? So, I mean, they're doing something right. But it looks like it's been resolved, so good for them.
Well, my last one is my favorite one.
Go on. Oh, yeah.
So, once upon a time, 4 middle-aged women embarked on a journey that was called Sex in the City. And seemingly everything was hunky-dory, but apparently Kim Cattrall and Sarah Jessica Parker were not buddy-buddy. And I think that things usually turned for the worse when Kim Cattrall, who played was it Samantha on Sex and the City? She refused to do a third movie because there was a Sex and the City movie 1 and 2, and I think the third one she was like, I'm not doing it. And then there was a lot of speculation that maybe they didn't get along, and no one really knew for sure until, unfortunately, Kim Cattrall, I think her brother passed away, and Sarah Jessica Parker like tweeted condolences, and then Kim's response was, and I quote, "I don't need your love or support at this time. At Sarah Jessica Parker, you are not my family. You are not my friend."
Wow.
Boo! If I had to pick sides, I would pick Kim Cattrall. I love her.
Yeah?
Yes, over Sarah Jessica Parker.
Fuck,
Even
man.
though
When
I
someone
look
shows
like
you
Sarah Jessica
condolences.
Parker, we both have like horse faces.
Yes. Now that you say it, I can't see it.
I got my nose fixed because of it.
Oh my god! All these years you could have dressed like Hocus Pocus, and you didn't.
Yeah, I could have.
Oh man! I will say, man, I don't know. I feel like at the time, if someone offers you condolences, I mean, I guess if you really hate the person, but I wouldn't have done that publicly. But like,
No
fuck
way.
you
It's not
cunt.
classy.
That's not cool. So I don't know. I feel like in this particular case, I'm with her, especially because, I mean, the other two can still work with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Mhm.
So it's a she said situation. But there are 4 people in this cast, and the show went on happily ever after, which is the name of the new show, actually. So perfect. So I feel like in this case, maybe the consensus is that Sarah Jessica Parker is not the problem, if the others can still work with her and
Well,
seem to love her.
I don't know, because Sarah Jessica Parker was probably the biggest star that was on that show. The other 2 girls,
Right.
I don't really see them doing anything else. And I mean, the one tried to run for governor and didn't work out. Kim Cattrall always had a career. Kim Cattrall was
That's
the girl
true.
in Mannequin. I mean, she had some pretty big roles back in her day. Like she's had her moment, and maybe she's just wants to do other projects, or maybe just not do anything at all. Maybe just retire. Who knows? But she just wasn't interested. It wasn't fun for her. I get it.
Simo's definitely Team Samantha, and there's no going back for him.
Carrie can lick my ass.
That'll be an episode for the new show.
Mhm.
And as we found out last week, Simo and Janelle Draper can give her tips. So
Yeah.
there you go.
We love eating, but I've been going to all these restaurants in Boston. I'm like, is there butt on the menu? You seriously?
Yes. The old bastard asshole. Yes, I read this place there.
Okay, so
the waiter pulls down his pants.
Your last one on your list, I'm very upset with, because it was the first one on my list, and I deleted it when I saw your list.
You snooze, you lose.
I know, this is so
good. So this next one is one that I don't know if I'll ever truly be over, to be honest, because I just don't see these 2 people ever coming to like each other. But it is Rosie O'Donnell versus Donald Trump. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this one goes back to 2006. Fresh. Carlos Garcia was getting out of high school, heading to college. Pretty good year. This was during the reigning Miss USA. Tara Conner was accused of drug use, and Trump called a press conference to discuss her fate, where he decided to not take her crown. Now, Rosie O'Donnell was not happy with that decision and went on The View, which apparently The View is where people like to air their grievances.
I love The View.
Rest in peace. People love to roast. Yes. So apparently Then Rosie O'Donnell went on The View and slamming Trump and bringing up his bankruptcy allegations, his multiple marriages, and calling him basically a snake oil salesman. Her words, not ours. Trump then, of course, fired back on People magazine, calling O'Donnell a real loser, okay, and a woman out of control, okay. And then he threatened to sue her and said he looked forward to, I quote, I look forward to taking lots of money from my nice fat little Rosie. Okay.
He did call her fat all the time.
Fat little Rosie. And in May 2007, O'Donnell left The View. I'm in a disagreement with a co-host. And
yes, Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Yes. And Trump kind of came to her defense, but by insulting her, though, he goes, I think Rosie should win, but Rosie's not much herself. Okay. But he simply said that Hasselbeck was not a very smart person and that she's one of the dumber people in television. Okay. Then it went quiet for a little while. And until Rosie announced her engagement to her girlfriend Michelle Rounds. But Trump tweeted, I feel sorry for Rosie's new partner in love, okay, whose parents are devastating at the thought of their daughter being with Rosie, a true loser, and tagged Rosie. All she can say is, wow, you are an ass.
If Donald Trump wasn't president and like ever, I would still like him.
Oh, God, I know. If he just would have minded his own business and been a crook quietly in real estate, like all the other fucking real estate crooks, I probably wouldn't have a problem. It's when
I
he
used to love
try to
Apprentice.
dictate policy. Yeah, man. I used to like watching him. He would pop in WWE and stuff. It was exciting. It was a different world before he went into politics, to be honest. So yes, they were at each other for years. But really, I think in this particular case, and no, this feud got so big, and we talked about this off air, that it was even featured on an episode of WWE where they had a Rosie O'Donnell lookalike and a Donald Trump lookalike have a wrestling match, and they like touted it for like a week that they were going to do this thing, and people actually wondered if Rosie and the real Donald were going to show up.
They should have.
The segment was very not appealing, did not really make Rosie look very good, but as we also discussed off air, Vince McMahon and Donald Trump are buddies, so I know who he would side with in that altercation. But yeah, this was one of the funnier celebrity feuds, because here's the thing, like him or hate him, Donald won, in my opinion. Rosie's a comedian too. Know this. She just is known for her more aggressive stances these days, but she was a funny lady, and Donald just fucking pwned her. Like, just the things that he said were awful. Don't get me wrong, but they're genuinely funny. So
I love,
like him or hate him, Donald won.
I love every one of Rosie O'Donnell's movies. I loved her in Flintstones. She played Betty.
Yeah,
I loved her
League of Her Own.
She's brilliant in that. That's when she became friends with Madonna, who lip syncs and it had the worst Bond song ever. And then she also is in Now and Then, or Then and Now and Then, I think. I just think Rosie O'Donnell's a phenomenal actress and great. And it kind of upset me that she couldn't hold her own in this fight against Donald Trump. She should have done better.
Yeah, I agree. Like, this isn't like Hillary Clinton in the debate where Trump was like standing too close to her and making her uncomfortable. Nah. This was all in Rosie's domain. Fucking comedy, bruh. And it wasn't even like she was in person. Like, this was over tweets.
Yeah.
You can sit down and think of a joke or a comeback. You don't have the 10-second rule. You know what I mean? So there was no excuse for Rosie losing this matchup. So it makes Donald's win even more impressive.
I would love if Rosie was tweeting right now about Donald getting in trouble.
I know.
She has so much
Especially because
material.
he does have a Twitter account, so he can see it still.
Yeah.
Now that it's reinstated, he doesn't tweet anymore, but he still has it. So he looks at it still.
course.
There's no way he's not. He probably has a burner account that he tweets as. You just gotta recognize it by the writing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fantastic boobies. Okay, it's like, that's Donald. But anyways,
The good old days.
let us know what you thought of our celebrity feuds. Are there any that you wish we would have covered? Because we could definitely do this list again. There's been plenty of feuds in the world of Hollywood, so I'm sure we'll do a follow-up. Let us know any celebrity feuds you like that we missed at Frat Chat Podcast on Instagram, on Twitter. You can let us know also on Facebook. You can go right now on YouTube at Frat Chat Podcast. Go right there. Follow it. Do it. And then ask us a question or let us know. You can also follow me at Carlos Does the World. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on TikTok. Ooh, let me take a sip of water.
You can also follow him in line at McDonald's on Sundays.
That's right. Where I was earlier. Actually,
really?
Follow me at Carlos Does World on Twitter. You can follow my buddy Simo there at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram and on TikTok, and at C More Comedy on Twitter. So, Mr. Mo, with that being said, you got Bastin things to do in the Bastin weekend. So, get us the fuck out of here.
I motion to adjourn this meeting so I can go do some Boston things and pack my car.
I was gonna say, hey, I'm driving here, but that's New York. So, but I second.
Marky Mark.
Yeah, Marky Mac and the Funky Bunch. All right, you guys. We'll be back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. The Frat Chat Podcast.
Heyo.
See ya.